Before having this farm, I worked on banana and pineapple farms where I had very bad experiences. I started working on the banana farms in 1973. I was really young and I was operating a tractor since there were hardly any tractor drivers in Costa Rica. And we had to do the worst to destroy the forests. We had many negative experiences. We would be on the fields for months at a time and only see our families one day. We didn't like what we were doing, but we did it because we had to provide for our families and we didn't have other means. It was illegal already at that time to cut down the forest, so we worked at night since the authorities didn't work at night. In one night, we could cut down up to 50 hectares of forest since we were 15 to 20 tractors. We would push the trees down with the tractors, and other machinery would come behind us and bury them. Burying alive all the animals and all the life on the trees. And it really hurt us to witness that. One scene that always has impacted me was a monkey. He was telling me to stop, gesturing for me to stop. And I started to stop. But behind me a whistle blew. I looked back and the boss signaled we keep going. I closed my eyes and kept moving the tractor, and I looked back and I saw him dead. Those are things that made me say, if I ever have a farm, I will do the opposite. After we cut the forest down, it was time to start planting, and we had to fumigate with really harsh chemicals. And so it was the next stage of the destruction. Amphibians and small animals, all living things on the farm died. And then when it would rain, the chemicals would run into the river, and there were massive deaths of shrimp, turtles, everything alive in the water. And that is why we have so much contamination in our country. During our breaks, we would meet up and talk. And we couldn't even talk to our families. They threatened us with our jobs if we sued or called the authorities. It was a form of slavery, and we lived this for 30 years. We would also fill the wetlands with the living fish, burying them alive. We couldn't even take a fish home to our families because it was evidence. And there was this fish, Gaspar, in danger of extinction because of all these practices. It was tons and tons of fish of different species. And the aquifers, natural springs, we would bury them to be able to plant the pineapples or the bananas. What mattered was the product, the pineapple or banana, to get richer and richer. What was important to them was the economic part, not the biodiversity. Not even we were important to the companies. And who were the companies at that time? Asks Randall. Dole, Chiquita, Santa Clara, TransUnion. There have been companies from many parts of the world, transnational companies, and they didn't look after anything. And we would get intoxicated from the chemicals. They would send us to the hospital or the clinic and go and get us, and we thought they were helping us. But they just didn't want us to talk. And many of my co-workers even died. And with the cheap labor of the Nicaraguans, they take advantage of their needs, and if they get sick, they can die. They have zero benefits. We didn't like any of it, but we had to be quiet. In 1999, when they let us go, we applied for this land, and the government gave us this piece. And my family wanted to do something right. We wanted to care for the health of our family and our planet and our consumers, and I needed health. And we decided to work organically. But we have had many challenges. Monsanto, the other families, people said we were crazy because we were planting organically. The government didn't even support us. So in 2007, we started an association of 7 families. And in 2013, we started with Megan, who supported us, advising us, and thought we might be able to sell through her to some other countries. In 2016, we started the paperwork and the transition to become officially organic. It was really difficult because the local authorities didn't want to support us. They wanted to disappear us. So they put many roadblocks. And it wasn't until 2017 that we got our first certification. And it was for participation because we didn't have the money. Everything was an investment. And when they saw that we didn't have the money, they weren't interested. But in 2018, we got the Blue Flag certification, and the government started to pay more attention. And we managed to get the law, the organic law, which led the way to expanding the organic market in Costa Rica. And now many people visit me here to buy our products, pepper and vanilla, and all of the diversity of products that we have here, chote, cacao, and things have changed. And with all of this effort to work our farm organically, I was able to support my family and not work for those companies again, who wouldn't even give me work because of my age. And I was sick when I left. I have diabetes, issues with my heart, my sight, my ears, but it's not natural. It's because of all the chemicals we are exposed to. And that is the reason we are an organic family, to take care of ourselves and the environment around us.